Maybe. Did Artie leave or is he here?
He's behind you.
Oh. He's like a ninja.
Oh,
I try.
Crumble door.
It's difficult to differentiate Alzheimer's dementia from normal aging because we all experience these memory slips as we age. So people tend to play them down. We've found, and many others have found, that the earlier you can diagnose someone and treat them, the better their overall outcome.
Wow.
Who am I? That's the one.
No, woman that I love is you.
In general, patients are underdiagnosed and they're undertreated. In fact, half of patients with Alzheimer's disease don't know they have it.
That's amazing.
That was good. This guy.
That was really impressive.
If somebody's cantankerous and you can give it back to them, sometimes they really like that. Yes, we're being silly, and thank you for participating. There we go. Yeah, so I do a lot of different sound effects, and mostly animals, but yeah, so there's this one. And I usually try to kind of hide a little bit when that happens. And
You do animals too? I haven't heard any of that.
oh yeah, what do you want to hear?
I don't know. Give me one of them.
Okay. Well, okay, so you go.
I like your purple outfit. Are you related to her?
I could be.
I hope so. Because I have a crush on her. Hello.
Got a place for me?
We sure do. Come on in.
I'll help you.
Oh, thank you. How did you know I needed help?
Just being here would be.
Yeah, that's true.
Always read people's body language, or is that something?
I think that's part of being a physical performer. That is, and some people are better at it than others, for sure. Some performers, and we've hired people, it wasn't a good fit because they were good performers and had good skills, or we wouldn't have even been interested, but they never could get over that. It's not about them. And it's not even about the skills. The skills and the personality and the costumes are just an entryway for intimacy. That's what I've learned. And I learned that from the people. I learned that from my partners. You're going to talk to Pam. I really learned that from her. So I think I've gotten better at that. And I see that's a harder thing for some newer performers to understand than others. And the ones that do understand it, they're the ones I end up wanting to work with. I don't even know how exactly to teach that other than for people to watch us. And I think some people just have that connection and some people don't. But if you're not trying to show how good you are at something, but you're instead trying to see what's going on with the other person, I think that's the result.
So if it's a new place that we're just stepping into, we'll probably do something that's probably like circus oriented, something where you can wear bold costumes and be bold and it's acceptable, right? It's got its own kind of container. People are used to thinking about circus acts and things like that in that way. But then if you've been coming to a place, like today, I'm going to be going to a place to perform where we go frequently. So we have to change it up a lot. And so I think about those things. How many times have I been there? How familiar am I with the people? How do they usually respond? Are they a little more reserved?
Getting things, we get so much from the people we're performing with. Their humor, their stories. We've met all kinds of people that with life experiences that, are so different from ours, or unusual or unexpected.
Really flooring, really flooring. Here they are having a great time, something that they can count on, and no more. But so when you're in this position, you just kind of have to be grateful that you had time and that you could make those moments happen and that you were privileged to have those moments. So
It's that intimacy. And, I have a 13-month-old granddaughter. It's the same thing playing with her. I don't want to do funny things to make her laugh, although that is fun. But what I want to do is see what she's doing and then, play with her, with where she is, and I think that's probably a success in life lesson there.
Yeah.
Because, people don't want to be just around somebody who has interesting stories, but people want to be around someone who hears their interesting stories.
the very first thing is that we like to take the time to greet people.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. I'll try to do. You keep napping if you want to. Nice to see you.
Well, it's kind of crooked. There we go. That's good enough.
To go and look at them, sometimes depending on what's happening with, precautions with COVID or something, you may not be able to actually touch them, but it's important to just go and greet everybody. And I think it's really important to realize, you never want to condescend or infantilize anyone, right? These are people who have lived amazing, full lives, and sometimes you can be so surprised.
Oh, you know what we'll have for dinner tonight? Chicken. No, we won't have chicken. We'll have macaroni and cheese. Goodness. You can't say that to get Chester.
And I may not be a lot of things, but I am memorable, especially when I have one of my costumes on. And, we have our ukuleles and she had no idea who we were. And so we got to know her all over again. We heard her stories again. She saw her delight and, oh, this is great. And then sometimes we go there and she would remember us, and sometimes we get to know her all over again. I think we got to know her like 5 or 6 times. And it brings up some real interesting questions like, did the other times not count if she didn't remember? And I don't think so. I think they did count. And I think the only place we really are is now. And the present is the only real reality we have.
I don't know, just make people feel better by, I don't care if I'm like the one that everyone laughs at the end. Yeah.
There was a woman who is confined to a wheelchair. She's very unpredictable. Sometimes she's really with us and lively and smiling, and sometimes she doesn't want any of it, which is also totally fine, right? But she was sleeping one day, and one of the people that worked there showed me this picture that she had of this woman as a child. This woman, the picture was of this little girl standing with her, holding her leg completely straight in the air, right? Like an amazing dancer. And she said, this is her. And I'm like, oh my God, you're kidding. Well, then I looked down at the bottom of the picture. She was standing on her mother's head. So they were these amazing circus performers. So you never know. You just never know the wealth of someone's life. So I always carry that, I carry that with me when I address the audience. When I meet them, it's like, what, you never know what'll happen, but you'll find out.
Raindrops keep falling on my head, and just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit those raindrops are falling on my head. They keep falling. I just did me some talking to the sun, and I said I didn't like the way he got things done, sleeping on the job. Those raindrops are falling on my head. They keep falling. But there's one thing I know: the blues they sent to meet me won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me.
We didn't do it completely right the first time. How could you? We really had to learn. It was different, but also the same as working with kids and in hospitals. We had to learn, number one, that we were dealing with a different level of mental acuity sometimes. There were people with different forms of dementia, and this changed how we interacted with them.
Once you come in, you look around, you take the temperature of the room. You see there might be people that are totally, inward.
Ooh, sweet potato
fries.
And that would go with his outfit, nice and orange.
Sweet potato fries are very good fries, aren't they? Are those your favorite fries? What do you put ranch dressing on them or ketchup? What do you put on your sweet potato fries?
Not much, because they're so good.
Oh, because they don't need any garnish or anything, or any condiment or anything like that. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Take his hat. I've got my own hat. It looks so good on him. I don't think I could wear it better than Quirky wears it. That's why I had to bring my own hat.
Yeah, and Hazel there wears that purple talk about slay, right?
Thank you.
What are your favorite type of fries? Do you like regular fries or do you like sweet potato fries?
And we also had to learn, we had to slow down, because some people can't hear as well. Some people need things repeated more than once. A lot of our instincts as performers who come in and present, ta-da, here we are, razzle dazzle. That's not always, or frequently, it's not how we approach this work. It's a different standard and a different style, a different energy. And you have to listen in a more acute, focused way in what we call read the room. So it took us a while to get to that. And we also had to learn how to go room to room in a different way. So our DNA is intimate partner work. We're always working in pairs and sometimes in threes. And we always work together, and we always go into somebody's room and read the room, see what's on their walls, if someone's in the room with them, what's going on with them, and try to do a very focused and improvisational bit based on exactly what's going on in the room.
This used to be my father.
What?
Well, I saved his head.
Oh.
Very thoughtful of you.
Sorry, Colin. That way you can always be with us.
Yeah.
So you're senior crumble door.
Not crumble door. We're through. No. I think it's time for us to sing another song.
But when you do this with seniors, you're going into their homes. This is where they live now. And so it's a different level of permission is necessary. And we always have to get permission, because if people say, I want to see you today, and we come in anyway, what does that say? Your wishes aren't important to us. And their wishes have to be the most important to us. So, we develop different ways to ask for permission. Like we might play a song outside their door and they would go, what's that? What's going on out there? And kind of invite us in. We might just say, knock, hey, can we come in? Would you like to see something cool? So we ended up going room to room and realizing this is the way to work with seniors. And we tried to do a lot of performances, but it took them a very long time to bring all the people in the wheelchairs up and down the elevators. And by the time they got everybody in to be the audience, it was time for us to go. So we did room to room, and that was wonderful. Still, we would do shows for small groups because activity directors are kind of the lifeblood of these senior centers. They're the ones that humanize their day-to-day experience of the people there. And they don't give them shots. They don't give them pills. They don't feed them. They're there to help make life more fun and more normal for the people. And the good ones really get that and get how important we are to that. And we also learned we didn't go in with red noses. Rob Mayer was afraid that might infantilize what we did, and people might think we were talking down to them. Now, we've played around with that since that time, and guess what? They still call us the clowns, even without our red noses. We come in there, and they go, the clowns are here. And so we can't escape our DNA. And so that's different. And we had really developed a nice balance.
There just aren't that many songs for Halloween. So I wrote one, and it goes like this. Can you hear the chill wind blowing? Leaves are dancing, trees on fire, skeletons clacking, pumpkins glowing, autumn's palette of desire.
And I found out that at the other end of my street was a little nursing home, and it had like 12 old ladies in it. And I got their names, and I made them each a card, and I went down and played my flute for them. And so, like, with no prompting. So I guess it's really just kind of been part of me forever.
Get up close and you deliver a story, and then you can see it in their eyes. They're somehow with you for that. Well, if that's a brief, fleeting moment, or they're there for the rest of the show. It's like it's apparent, and those are the moments that I am really excited for. There's definitely a flip side of like, how do you do this with somebody that can't give you that immediate feedback like a normal audience. And that's just kind of the give or take of it all. But it's highly rewarding for those moments.
Sometimes people can be, really mean or biting, and we never take that personally. Never, never. Sometimes you can kind of turn it around and be a little wisecracker back at them. I think that kind of work takes a long time to get to really know people, but that's fun.
You guys should do this for seniors. And if this could be fantastic and this could really change the culture, help us change the culture, of senior centers and retirement communities. So I thought it sounded great. I had always been involved in relationships with old people, and I've always kind of adopted people of our neighborhoods, or just hung out with elders and enjoyed it. So and so we started, as far as I know, the first real professional senior clowning program in the country.
I think you're getting tired. That's why your voice is so raspy, right? Okay, you go do some arpeggios. He'll get better at those. Oh, you know what?
What, Hazel?
Guess what is happening this weekend?
This weekend?
This upcoming weekend, we are having a full moon.
A full moon?
But...
Oh, yeah. She laid down on the baby bear's bed, and it was just right, and she fell asleep.
I started working with Big Apple Circus as a clown in clown care, only with children, and then we started working in nursing homes, and that was just so beautiful to me. You can do many more things that you can't really do, with kids, and the approach is a little different.
And he is one of the greatest people I've ever met, and I know you know him. You've read about him on the TV and watched him in the newspapers.
What the heck is he talking about?
Please welcome my best partner, except for Jinx. His name is Ken.
So what is dementia? Clinically, dementia is defined as a decline in our brain functions. And that decline has to be more than the forgetfulness that we all experience to some extent as we get older. And the decline has to be significant enough to affect our day-to-day activities of living.
Gonna be a semi-striptease happening soon.
Whoa. Wait for it. Wait.
There's the spotlight.
Da-da-da-da.
Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Ba-da. Hey, this is the worst striptease I've ever seen. Ba-da. There we go. Ba-da-da. Uh-oh. Here comes the real thing. Da.
Oh my gosh!
No wonder he's so hot.
I'm so hot.
You know
what? Wait, there's more? Ah! Go LeMay!
Wow! We better stop there.
We better stop. I must.
We better stop.
It is usually, but not always, progressive. Dementia is really a very non-specific term. It's no more specific than brain failure, and it has many different causes and many different types. The human brain has amazing complexity and sensitivity, which means it can do amazing things, but also can go wrong in a number of different ways. In every single one of our brains, there are billions of neurons, each with thousands of connections, and each is sensitive to damage and degeneration. That is the essence of what makes us a thinking human. And different parts of the brain are important for different functions. They're all connected, but there are parts that are really critical. And if brain cells are damaged or die in a particular part of the brain, they may affect our memory, our language skills, our visual skills, our ability to plan, or how we behave, or many of these things at the same time. It's also important to say what dementia is not. It's not just aging. It's not a single disease. It's a non-specific syndrome which has many causes. And no one is immune. Prime ministers to presidents to every one of us. Ooh, I like it when you touch my horn. Thank you. Hello, you woke up to see me.
Yeah.
I'm Sneak Block the third.
Oh.
Want a smooch?
No.
Okay. She thought about it.
She's sleepy. She's not insane.
I like your underwear.
Oh.
I was talking to the one that just woke up.
Are these your underwear?
No.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Can I have them?
No.
Oh, okay. Hello.
They belong to the building now.
How are you?
Hi.
Would you pet me on my chinny chin chin?
Of course.
Ooh, yeah. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
And then my own parents got old. My mom died younger than my father, but we moved my father here, and then he was doing pretty well for a while, independent. I spent more time with him than I ever thought I would. It wasn't an easy guy to get along with. He was an old-fashioned. He was a coach, and a Rush Limbaugh fan, and so I learned quickly we don't talk politics, and spent a lot of time with him, and I saw him change. After my mother died, they both drank a lot and smoked, and he gave both of those up after my mom died. And the doctor said, you got to stop drinking. So he said, okay. And then he didn't have another drink. So there's something about that taciturn, strong-willed, Midwestern, Swedish mentality that paid off there. But then he did have an aneurysm and other issues and had a decline. And I spent a lot of time with him then, and taking care of his hygiene sometimes, and just seeing this really smart, if problematic human become a someone who could communicate even less well than he did originally, and but he was extremely appreciative, and I think he got nicer in his dementia. He became. Some people kind of go the other way. But he was more appreciative than he was when he was younger, and less full of himself. The last two elections, he voted for Obama, and that it helped that I got rid of the radio station on his radio that played Rush Limbaugh. It made it so he couldn't hear that anymore. So, anyway, yeah, and that also informed, I guess, my general interest and attitude towards seniors and aging. And now I'm old myself, so.
You're on the clock.
I just wanted to take off my gloves so I can knit better. I've been working on this sock for a long time, and this is the perfect opportunity for me to get some work done on my knitting.
Now, don't you usually knit with 2 needles?
Well, sometimes you do. I'm knitting with 4 here. Actually, I was knitting in the car on my drive over as well.
That is very difficult.
And the policeman pulled up next to me. He seemed very upset. I'm telling a lot of stories about cops today, aren't I?
You had an eventful morning.
And I was doing about 45 miles an hour down McCormick Boulevard, and I was working right here. And the cop pulled up next to me. He rolled down his window, and he said, "Pull over!" And I said, "No, actually, it's a sock."
Like a pullover.
Yeah, pull over. It's a sock.
It's a sock.
Yeah, that was a long way to go for one silly little joke.
That's what we call a long walk for a short glass of water.
A long walk for a short glass of water. Okay, well, maybe I'll come back to my knitting. Red. Everyone watching that red one? It's really hard what I'm doing with that red one. It's impossible. This is hard work. I'm working hard with the red one. Okay, here we go. Hazel's gonna be sick in a moment. Red under the leg. Red under the leg. Red. Yellow. Blue. Red. Yellow, blue, here we go, red in Hazel's hat.
Like I said, we don't just go in and go, ta-da, razzle-dazzle. But what we do is, as we're bringing our things in and setting them up, we go to each individual person and we make close contact. And a lot of our research into dementia and Alzheimer's indicates that you're more likely to get the attention of somebody if you first like pierce their personal bubble. If you come up close to them and say, "Hey, how are you? What's going on today?" I would introduce myself. Today I'm Daniel Goon, or today I'm Enoch the farmer, or today I'm Joey Lasagna, the lounge lizard. And if somebody is visually impaired, I'll have them touch my hat or something that's, a tactile sensation. If they can't hear, I'll make sure they see what's going on. And then we kind of get close to them and draw them to us, and that keeps the attention then. So that's one example of what we learned that draws people with us. Another example is it's most important that they have something worthwhile to do. They need to be needed. And so we give everybody we can musical instruments, rhythm instruments, shakers, and we just don't do lovely songs. We have them do lovely songs with us. And as much as possible, we try to respond to what they might like to hear. It's us doing something with them that's really crucial, because everyone wants to be needed. Everybody needs something real to do, and I think that's probably true for every human on earth. But I think it's especially true when you get shoved into, what can be a ghetto-like senior facility, and you're on somebody else's time schedule and getting up when they want you to and eating when they want you to and taking drugs on a schedule and no time for your shots, time for your finger pricks, all those things don't leave much room for decisions and, volitional behavior. So that's what we like to provide.
At once.
Wow!
That might be worth some applause.
How about it? I'd say so.
I think the best way to communicate with someone that's impaired like that, where the language is pretty difficult, they're using different words, and you kind of have to piece it together. But I think the most important way to communicate with a dementia patient is body language.
Here's one everybody knows. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamt I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. So I hung my head and I cried. All right, you guys, all right. Hey. That is sad. I agree. Let's do that happy verse.
Oh,
all right?
I would like to.
The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamt of you and all your charms. When I awoke, dear, you were beside me, so I held you in my arms. That's it. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
Yeah! I think I hurt myself.
Well, you sounded great. They do feel a little bit like extended family. We go to the same facilities over and over again. And you recognize people, you learn people's names, you learn their mannerisms, and it's pretty incredible, and things that if I had just stepped in and done my first show would not have been a big deal, become a big deal. For example, we had a show about a week ago at this point, and there's one particular resident who always wants to go to bed, and she'll let you know at the top of her lungs. She'll say, I want to go to bed, can somebody take me to bed? And she didn't ask to go to bed the whole show, and I was like, we must have been doing a good job, because she didn't want to go to sleep the entire time. And what a silly thing to get excited over, but it's because we know her and we know that's something that she does, and it carries a different weight, and it's awesome.
Had a couple of neighbors, older neighbors, and believe it or not, their names were the Wisdoms. I wrote in one of my writing classes, I wrote a nonfiction piece about them, and they say, come on, that wasn't their name. Oh, wise old people named Wisdom, but it really was. And then wherever we moved, whatever neighborhood we were in, it always seemed, like I said, to find some interesting person who was elderly and alone. We had a guy across from us in San Francisco named Eddie. I have some of his art hanging up here. And he would always come to the door and knock on the door. Hey, Craig, it's going to rain. You know why it's going to rain? Because I'm going to make it rain. And he was making a joke. But then sometimes he'd walk in the street and pull his pants down and go, Eddie, put your pants back on. Oh, okay.
Pues igual que yo. ¿Y qué opina usted? ¿Qué opina usted? ¿Qué opina usted del gobierno canario?
And in nursing facilities, things get so routine. When you eat, when you sleep, when you get your bath, all of that. And so, to have us come in and just add that spice, I think is usually very welcome. And
yeah. And by the way, happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday! Woo! It's your birthday? It's not your birthday, you just want to pretend it's your birthday? This is how good you are. Hold it up. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Are you ready?
A two-fisted.
All right,
Linda showed some fine restraint there.
Yeah. I told her I'd get her a pup cup from Starbucks on the way home. She did a good job.
Some props with me for a wedding, for a mock wedding. And so I asked this gentleman if he would like to get married. And he was kind of the silent one that I had noticed. And he said, yeah. And so we had a little mock wedding. I had a little tuxedo bib thing that he wore and a little hat. And then I had a veil and flowers. And my partner was the officiant. And then we had a little dance afterwards where people danced. Well, months later, we came back to the same facility. And there he was. Oh, I forgot a really important part, which was, as we were leaving, one of the attendants came up to me and said, I am so glad that you picked him. I haven't seen him smile since he's been here. So that really stuck in my mind, right? So the next time when we went back, I spotted him and I asked him if he'd like to renew vows. And so he said yes. So we did it all again. And then the heartbreaking part was that I was informed at the end of our performance as we were leaving that daycare was closing. And that was the last day. And not even the people that were there knew that was going to happen.
All right, here we go. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and I'm up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at that. All right, now it's time for the juggle. Oh my goodness. Watch closely. Can he do it? Holy mackerel.
Looks like he can.
He's got all 3 in the air. Once again, watch that red one.
So listen, I got a big cauldron. I thought it'd be perfect for a hot tub for everybody, you know, loosen them up a little bit. But I got to measure. Okay, oh, so here, you take this. Yeah. And I'm just going to measure, make sure that there's room enough for the hot tub.
You got a big hot tub.
Yeah, I do.
Hey, whatever you do, don't let go.
Let go.
Oh, God!
Are you okay? Oh.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I got to get a new one of those.
help!
Help! He needs help.
Get it out!
If you're going to a facility for a long time, you develop relationships. You know, oh, there's that guy that's so feisty. Oh, here's this woman that, you know, is really kind and generous of spirit. And then you just might not, you come back and you might not, you know, you might never see them again. They've passed. And it's not like you get told, right? You just.
Memories are good. Anticipation can be fun. But we live now. And so that's what we gave her every time. And actually, she got to experience the renewed, oh, you guys are really cool, experience more than once. And that was really cool. One day we went there and Janet wasn't there. He says, what happened? Oh, Janet died, and there was a memorial thing up there. And that's one of our problems is they don't call us when somebody passes away. I would have gone to her memorial service for sure. And I said, where's all of her art? And they go, oh, we got rid of it. So, no, God. A year later, they have a garage sale of stuff from residents and things. And there on the tables in their auditorium were Janet's work. Pieces, her paintings and drawings and her sculptures. So I bought it as much as I could and gave it to different people on the team who knew her and kept my 2 favorite pieces for myself. That the fabric art, I think, was 50 cents and the painting was $0.25.
Magic wand. Do you know what his name is?
Wanda.
Yes. How did you know? Oh, you're a fortune teller.
I'm a fortune teller.
I can't keep any secrets from her.
I know.
Your very own yellow drum.
This one's better. It's bigger.
Oh, you can have my magic wand.
Size.
I'm kidding. I heard what happened. You played a part in a play last
I
time.
brought a friend too,
And you were
so
really
I might
good.
as well take him around while he's going around. This is Hootie.
Hello. Want to pet me?
Oh, that's nice.
Is he winking?
Thank
Sometimes he winks. Is he? Oh, he likes
I won't bite.
Music is such a key to unlocking, unlocking some things for sure.
because you always want to talk to somebody, even if they seem like they're unconscious. Just, you never know. If people are in a coma, a lot of studies show a lot of people in comas can hear what you're saying anyway. So we just assume everybody's there and everybody can understand us. And we sing a song, and I think, Side by Side, or it might have even been that old favorite, You Are My Sunshine. But look and notice, and the man is tapping his finger. You are my sunshine. So it's like, oh, he's there. He's there. And I pull out the old paper bag trick. I don't know if you've seen this when you saw us, but I pull out just a paper bag and I announce, this is what we call in my country a paper bag. It's a bag made of paper, and I will make up some story as to what's inside of it, and everyone looks and it seems empty, and it's empty, and they go, just watch. And I reach in and I pull out the invisible ball of Kathmandu. And it's a little magic trick where I throw it up and I catch it, and it makes a thump. And then I give it to the people and they throw it. It makes a thump. It's a silly little, put the bag in front of the man and say, can you say a magic word? And he goes, abracadabra. And then on our way out, the woman stopped us and she goes, I have to tell you, that's the first word he said in 6 months.
There's one that comes to mind, and it was an adult daycare, so people didn't stay there. They were just there, and it was a new place. And the people there were just so on fire for participating and just having fun.
Flying zucchinis! Yup, 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 yup. No, 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 no. Flying zucchinis present human Sears Tower pyramid. Hop, 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 hey! Base prepared. No, no, base. Base prepared. Oh. Yup, yup, base, prepared! Prepared! Ooh. Oh. Oh. Sears Tower of Love! Hand. Loved it! Down! Up! Up! There you go. There you go. Yep, 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 yep.
A lot of energy, when you do something like that, it just fills you up.
Yeah. And we have a million of those stories. I mean, I have our performers fill a report out, and they're pretty good about doing it. And, what we're looking for is stories, because this is a very ephemeral thing we do. We don't have paintings or fabric art like Janet to leave behind. This is something that happens and it's gone. So our stories are what we have to share with people, and film, video, which is very hard to get sometimes, because some people are afraid to give permission for their relatives to be photographed or filmed, because they're afraid you're going to make fun of them, or so it's hard to get that. And so we live by the stories, and that's how we can share the value of what we do.
No pun intended. Okay.
Songs, it just makes me cry.
Yeah.
I see trees of green.
Yeah, sometimes we do too.
Red roses too.
And when all of a sudden you hear somebody who you thought was asleep singing with you, or it's very moving, and we try to learn new things and stuff. But there's real value in doing things over and over again, because when people, like, You Are My Sunshine is everybody knows, but this song Side by Side that we do, everybody knows that, because there's some of the songs we always do, and we'll bring new songs in and have seasonal things, and Hanukkah or Christmas songs and spring songs and stuff like that. But some of the old charmers really, it's like an old friend. Oh, I know this one. Oh, yeah, yeah. And I think it always brings back memories of when you heard this music before, especially if it's music that they heard in their youth. And, it used to be, old Tin Pan Alley songs or, that's what, but now, an 80-year-old was born in the late 40s, and, or in the 40s. And so, by the time some of the British invasion songs of the 60s are young music for them, and I mean, the music I learned when I was first in 7th grade up through high school, make out music on WLS and the car radio. And, that I hear 3 notes and, I know that song and I still know all the words. So, it's the same for seniors too. So keeping abreast of what they like is really important.
The benefits of laughter. It's true. Laughter is strong medicine. It draws people together in ways that trigger healthy physical and emotional changes in the body. Laughter strengthens your immune system, boosts mood, diminishes pain, and protects you from the damaging effects of stress.
Love. I have no lines left in me. And see.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nothing works faster or more dependably to bring your mind and body back into balance than a good laugh. Humor lightens your burdens, inspires hope, connects you to others, and keeps you grounded, focused, and alert. It also helps you release anger and forgive sooner. With so much power to heal and renew, the ability to laugh easily and frequently is a tremendous resource for surmounting problems, enhancing your relationships, and supporting both physical and emotional health.
Oh, look at that.
It's like
Walking.
debutante training.
Yeah. That's very good.
And I can even sometimes go on tiptoe.
Oh, he's in releve. Check it out. That's posture, ladies and gentlemen.
And I haven't gotten to the knives quite yet, but I think 2 out of 3 is not too bad.
I think it's terrific. I'm going to give a round of applause for that.
Thank you.
Oh, my.
Best of all, this priceless medicine is fun, free, and easy to use. As children, we used to laugh hundreds of times a day, but as adults, life tends to be more serious and laughter more infrequent. But by seeking out more opportunities for humor and laughter, you can improve your emotional health, strengthen your relationships, find greater happiness, and even add years to your life. Laughter is good for your health. Laughter relaxes the whole body. A good, hearty laugh relieves physical tension and stress, leaving your muscles relaxed for up to 45 minutes after.
I don't know if prolonging the life is the goal. I think a lot of studies show pretty clearly that music and laughter and smells help people remember better. And the neural pathways that involve memory and are affected strongly by laughing. And people who laugh need less pain medication. And this is true in all ages, but it's more and more work is being done about seniors in researching that. When you sing a song, people who don't know their own names or don't remember their children will remember the words to a song when they sing along with us. And I think that's important.
There was a man, we hadn't been to this facility in a long time, and I ended up singing to him, and I don't remember what song. But afterwards, he just said, "You've just taken me back to the happiest days of my life." Like, wow. You know, I think that's a very precious thing, and I really I hold that sacred.
One thing about the work is we are working for adults and with adults. So, whereas we would never want to tell a saucy joke in the pediatric setting, we can push some limits with the seniors. And we always ask, when I get the idea, this person would really appreciate a little adult humor or something, I always ask, you want to hear a dirty joke? Oh, yeah. And so we're walking down the halls at one of the facilities we still go to, and there's a guy in this residential area in his room by himself, and his room is just decorated with tie-dye and Grateful Dead paraphernalia, and he was a sound man for rock bands. And he has all kinds of posters, and he'd worked for a lot of different bands, including the Grateful Dead. And he was usually, pretty happy and like an old hippie guy. And he wasn't happy. He was really sad. And he just says, there's just nothing I can do anymore. I like to get high and I can't get high anymore. I like to drink. I can't drink. There's a lot of food I like to eat, and I can't. They won't let me. He goes, shit. There's nothing I can do. And I said, yeah, you can swear. God damn it, you can swear. And he goes, yeah, shit, I love swearing. Fuck. And so we go, yeah, fucking A. Shit. And we're if somebody walked in then, they would have just seen three people just swearing up a storm and laughing so hard. And he goes, I feel like that's great. Fucking A, man. So, that's not a story for everybody, but it was great. I mean, he loved it. And every time he saw us, he talked about, remember when we were swearing? That was really cool. So there's that. And we also I never tell crazy jokes, but I like telling jokes that make people laugh, and sometimes the old dad jokes are all right, but sometimes having something that's really funny is also great. And jokes are interesting because people don't really tell jokes anymore. Jokes are kind of a lost art. And I grew up Henny Youngman and Don Rickles, and watching. One of the few things my dad and I enjoyed together was watching Johnny Carson, and those old joke guys were. I like him. George Carlin was, he was an evolution of that. So, maybe I shouldn't tell this one joke. So, okay.
Rickles, I love Rickles, by the way. Yeah.
All right. A woman at one of our facilities came up to me in a wheelchair, and she goes, my boyfriend got a tattoo on his dick. And I went, ouch. And she goes, you know what it said? I go, what? T-I-N-Y. I went, oh. And then she goes, when he got a boner, it said Ticonderoga, New York. It's a great joke. I said, I'm going to steal that joke. I'm going to tell that joke to some people. Do you mind? Oh, no. So I did, and it went over big, so to speak. And I saw her about a month later, and she was in the same room and in a wheelchair. And I said, I got to tell you, your joke was just fantastic. People love that joke. And she goes, what joke? And I tell her the joke, and she looked at me in all sincerity and said, I don't like dirty jokes. Wild. I will tell you a joke that a nun told me. And we go to several, or actually we don't do these anymore, but we've been to several facilities that are primarily retired nuns. And the church does take care of their people. And nuns really tend to outlive the priests too. But two nuns were riding their bicycles in the streets of Paris. And one nun said to the other, "I've never come this way before." And the other nun says, "It's the cobblestones." A nun told me that joke.
Raindrops keep falling off my head, and just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit those raindrops are falling on my head. They keep falling. I just did me some talking to the sun, and I said I didn't like the way he got things done. Sleeping on the job, those raindrops are falling on my head. They keep falling. But there's one thing I know: the blues they sent to meet me won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me.
It's all about love, man. Really is. It's all about love.
Some of the great rewards of the work too is hearing these great stories. So that's cool. The other thing is, I think all young people should spend some time at senior centers, because in the old days, you lived with your grandparents. Your grandparents, it wasn't unusual for them to stay in your house or for you to move into their house with your parents. And, you know, people were in cross-generational, intergenerational living situations. And, you know, it just is so valuable to hear the stories and to see who they are. You know, it's kind of, I think, a part of our culture that doesn't happen that much anymore. People are very segregated into age groups, and you know, it's something is lost in not being around people who have lived a lot longer than we have.
And started singing. She took my hands in her hands, and she looked me right in the eye, and she said, "I love you." And I never saw her again. It's a huge life lesson for all of us, right? Is to really take those moments that we do have with somebody in the now and really cherish them. Opening, you know, a pretend champagne, you know,